Alright, so I'm going to show a couple of YouTube videos. These are for training purposes only. They're not my videos. As you can see, car crash, very shocked, dash camera 2017 new by Crazy Cars. Okay, they got lots of crash videos. And another reminder that when you watch crash videos, don't just look at them as entertainment, even though they're not really that entertaining to me. Look at them as as an educational tool to see what went wrong and what could have gone differently and what mistakes did the drivers make. So we'll go ahead and start with this one. Looks like a yielding left turn already in the intersection. Can't see, creates visibility issues, blind spots. Just trying to see. Remember, there's things that you can do. Maybe roll down the window, look for reflections. He could have gone out a little bit more probably. And then he tried to. He turboed it. He turboed it, but not enough. And if you see at the very last second, he actually hit his brakes. That instinct kicked in to hit his brakes. I don't think accelerating would have helped him much anyways. I mean, that's getting hit by that guy's going at least 40, 45, 50 miles per hour. So even accelerating may not have helped in that situation. The only thing accelerating, hardcore accelerating, now keep in mind it's wet, you have traction issues, so he could have peeled out and not gone anywhere anyways, but the only thing really accelerating might have helped is instead of getting hit right on the side to the front area, he would have been maybe hit on the back area, but maybe not. So again, you have to creep out as far as possible and to make sure you can see real slowly. So if anybody is coming, you give them plenty of opportunity to see you, because as that guy's coming, yes, he's speeding, he's sitting on the left side, which means that these cars over here are blocking his visibility. So that guy is speeding. Sounds funny, but he should have been in the right lane position to help see the black car better. So there are little things that could have happened, but that could have been different, that might have changed it, but for the most part, it's just a speeding incident and a big visibility incident. But there could have been some things they did differently. So let's go to another one. Okay. So this one, inside-outside dash cam. People are wearing their seat belts. It looks like his steering wheel is way too high. He can see his kind of head is back. And there's things in the back seat here. And before I tell you, I'll give you a minute to tell me or to think about what they could have done differently. Airbags went off. Between the seatbelt and the airbags, they were okay. Looks like everybody in the back seat, because if somebody in the back seat was not wearing a seatbelt, it would have gone horribly, horribly wrong. Okay, so let's go ahead and watch that again. I don't know if you noticed it, but she had a pot of looked like food in her lap. That could have been very bad. If the airbag would have hit the pot of soup, she could have been killed by her own soup, by her own food. Go back. She's got a pot of something there. Watch this guy in the back here. Watch him. I'm pretty sure he's wearing a seatbelt, or else he would not have just gone forward and gone back. That could be the gas. There's a huge, it's a chemical gas explosion that causes the airbag to deploy. That's what that could be right there. So let's go back and take a look at what could have gone wrong. Now, if you watch carefully, let's go back a little further. Let's calculate his following distance. Looks like he's far back. You see that white vehicle right there? Calculate his following distance here. As soon as he passes that white vehicle on the right, let's see, 1, 2, barely 2 seconds, barely 2 seconds. So it looks like a decent distance. You're talking only 2-second following distance. And if there's traction issues, see, he's kind of looking up ahead, but believe it or not, this, I believe, person right here could have distracted him for even just a quarter of a second. Okay? And if you notice, his first impulse was to swerve the wheel, to swerve the car. But he just hit the brake and went in. It was a perfect collision. Perfect collision. Airbags went off, seatbelt held him in place. His right hand is still on the wheel. He's ripping the airbag out of his face. So, if he would have swerved, it could have gone a lot differently. There could have been a lot more injuries. But he slammed on the brake. He did nothing but the brake option, went straight in, and the car did what it was supposed to do. Now, what could he have done differently? More than 2-second following distance. If he would have had 4 seconds, I guarantee he probably would not have hit that car. He probably would not have hit that car. And he's quite lucky that he himself was not tailgated and crushed by another car in back of him. 2-second following distance there. So, very easily avoidable. The old school method, 2-second following distance, doesn't cut it. And remember, even if you have 4 seconds and you look away for 2 seconds, well, then you don't have 4 seconds of reaction time. You don't have 4 seconds of following distance. You have 2 seconds. Because all following distance is reaction time. 2 seconds of following distance equals 2 seconds of time to react, hitting the brakes, swerving, whatever you need to do. Okay? Bottom line, more following distance. Number 1 rule.